dress is $9,000 and today I'm going to recreate it with 50. A couple months ago, Blake Lively wore this dress on her press tour for It Ends With Us. Immediately, I was like, wow, that looks like vegetables, and it turns out I'm not the only one. So I found this dress on the Wayback Machine on the Bloomingdale's website. Looks like the original retail was $9,000. But one thing about this dress is that you can see clearly where the mesh is cut. I kind of wish that they had just cut the mesh to align with the flowers instead of having this cut straight across. Starting with a dark red at the top, color transitions to purple, orange, and yellow, then white at the bottom. Now that I'm thinking about it, I want to expand the range of this dress to include fruits because I can't think of that many vegetables that are the red and purple colors. For accent colors, we have this green. These are my yellows. We got these oranges. I got these reds. This is the white for the accents. These are my purples. So now the second to last question to answer is how many vegetables do I need to crochet to cover my whole body? So I think the way I'll go about this is I'll crochet something and then pin it and then try to estimate how many I need to cover my body. And now it's time to get started making the fruits. This is the carrot I just finished. I think this is a decent size for an eggplant. And now I'm working on some purple basil. Oh, hi, baby. After about 1 week of this, I felt ready to make some more complicated shapes. So right now I'm freehanding this star fruit. I think I'm gonna start with a single crochet at the tip and then work my way in with a double crochet. Hang on, I think I have to calculate to see if I'm on track with all these angles. It looks okay. If I squish it in a bit, it's exactly right. We're gonna start working on the little swoopy things that are on this dress. I feel bad zooming in on her butt, but anyway, there are a bunch of V's and then they alternate between colors. So to do this, I'm just gonna chain a bunch and then put it on my mannequin and see where to go from there. Here is my mannequin. Remember that we want this chevron to go from here all the way up to here. So it's gonna look like this. This is what it looks like when it's been pinned on. It's the back of the dress. So I think we're about 1/6 of the way there. All right, this is the front panel in all its finished glory. I don't want this video to take forever, so I'm gonna go make some vegetables off screen and then meet you back here later when I pin them to my mannequin. I think I'm done. I know it doesn't look like much, but apparently it covers this whole thing. After 3 weeks of crocheting, I finally have enough fruits and vegetables to cover my entire body, so I'm gonna go through them to show you what I got. So this is what it looks like all sorted out into my piles. So the first category is chevron pieces. These ones are the ones that are gonna be the anchor of the dress. I'm gonna have these strips go down like this. This one is a big one, and then we got a couple more small pieces. Okay, we have gourds and melons. We got butternut squash, patty pan squash, a honey melon, this is a small pumpkin, striped gourd, mini cantaloupe, bell pepper. And this was by far the funnest category that I worked on. We got mango, durian, dragon fruit, 2 star fruit, dragon fruit again cross section, 2 mangosteens, slice of banana, kiwano, pineapple, pomegranate, 2 papayas, kiwi, and banana. Red and white fruits. So I have 2 members of the fungi kingdom. I've got my 3 watermelons, my cross section of a tomato, tomatoes with my leaves made in different ways, and I've got my red onion and my garlic. I have a yellow sweet corn and then a white corn. More fruits. We got an unpeeled pear, pear cut in half, and 3 persimmons. Do you have anything to say? So these are my citrus fruits. I have a blood orange, slightly yellow orange, orange in the dark, lemon slice, full lemon, sumo citrus, and these 2 miscellaneous citrus fruits. Oh, hi. Now we have leaves and leafy greens. Rhubarb, oak leaf, lettuce, more lettuce, basil and purple basil, cauliflower that really just looks like white broccoli, cross section of red cabbage, and peas. Now we have our radishes, turnips, and beets. This is what the original carrot looked like, but if it was less girthy. After many generations of crossbreeding, we got carrots that come in all different colors, shapes, and sizes. Berries and grapes. Cherry, some kind of purple blackberry, miscellaneous berry, raspberry, dark purple grapes. There are 20 loose ends hanging off this. Last but not least, this strawberry. Now we have our peppers and pepper-like objects. We've got a red pepper, orange pepper, one of those Thai chili peppers, an eggplant with some considerable bend, and an eggplant that's mostly straight but bulges out at the bottom. Now we have our miscellaneous blob objects. We have 2 eggs, and I know they're not vegetables, but I was running out of ideas for white and yellow. And then we have 3 lotus roots. They look kind of funky, but they'll flatten out when they're sewed. Now that we're done reviewing all the inventory, it's time to take these and start pinning them to the dress form. Okay, today is the next day, and we're gonna pin all of these onto my dress form right here. So first I'm gonna start off with my chevron pieces. Oh, there it is. This massive piece is what I made for the front. To the back. Okay, so today is a new day. If you're wondering about this purple thing on my arm, it's because I just went to the doctor to get my blood drawn. So now our task is to fill out these gaps with the remaining fruits and vegetables that we still have. Where is my pin cushion? Do a little twirl for us. So I just spent the last 3 weeks making fruits and vegetables. This is my fully pinned mannequin. As you can see, I have these chevron pieces doing a lot of the heavy lifting, but around that I've added a bunch of my fruits. All right, we're gonna put her back on the stand and get these fruits and vegetables off of her so we can sew them together. I'm gonna do my first try on of this dress. How do I look? Okay, we're gonna be officially putting away the crochet hook for a while, and we're gonna use these to sew everything together. Okay, after weeks of crocheting, we are finally done, and now for the moment of truth. Here is the dress. It is so thick. There are a lot of loose ends sticking out, and I kind of like the look, but I think it would be a lot cleaner if I didn't have those. So I realized I also need to add 2 straps to the top of this dress so that it doesn't fall down. Because this dress is not like the original and doesn't have a boned inner corset, I'll need to do something else to keep it staying up. So now I'm going to attach this strap to the watermelon just so that there's a clean border between the 2 watermelon pieces, and I can sew on one of those clasps to join it. This is a part of my process that happens every day when I try to look for my item that I just put down and I don't know where it is. Especially with a free-form patchwork dress like this, it's hard to predict how the garment will look when it's on you and you're moving around. So I put the dress on, and right now I'm sewing on the fruits that are on the bust just so that I feel more secure about where they are. I also had to take it in a bit at the waist because it started to stretch as I wore it. Hi. Okay. And now it's time to weave in all the ends. Okay, we're on to day, I don't know, 8 of working on this. I feel like I'm getting close, but there are just so many loose ends. Each piece of fruit has at least 4 to 10 loose ends. Just having 2 colors is 4 loose ends. My process for weaving in the loose ends is I procrastinate on some of the loose ends by working on other loose ends. And today my cat was extremely curious about what I was doing. Okay, I think we are like 70% there. I just wanted to show you guys what the outside looks like and what the inside looks like. This is truly a case of ducks treading water. Okay, we're getting close to done. After hours of crocheting, pinning, sewing, and weaving in ends, we are finally ready to wear it. You may be wondering, how much did this dress cost me? This dress weighs 520 grams and a ball of this yarn costs about $3 for 50 grams. That makes the total cost of materials $31. So I did save about $9,000, but I do have a very different dress and I spent 5 weeks making it.